think from a very high level, we're late innings in the auto cycle. There's a lot of pressures on new vehicle sales already. Granted, I think retail sales are holding up very well in 2019. An incremental sort of price hike or pass-through, I think, would be, quite detrimental on the new vehicle buyer. Now, I think the good news is there's a lot of demand for, if you will, sort of late model used vehicles. So there's other places for that consumer to go. And financing, by and large, is still widely available, and credit still holding in very well for the auto industry. So there are some offsets there, but this is definitely good news to hear that there's a delay for the time being in what would be a price hike, presumably, for new vehicles.
Are you saying that overall volumes of auto sales wouldn't, in fact, be hit by these tariffs if they came into place? It would just be a shift from perhaps buying new cars to buying reused cars?
I think if you look in aggregate, there's about 40 million, vehicle transactions annually. 16 and a half or so of those are new, and the balance used. So there has been sort of a shift between those two buckets. At the end of the day, you also have to remember that, roughly 90% of consumers are looking for some form of financing. That does dilute the absolute dollar impact on a new vehicle. I don't want to, say that it's not going to be a negative. Clearly, if there's a 25% hike or anything even remotely close to that, that would be a negative for the actual sale. But, I think there are some offsets when you look broadly at sort of the value we provide across new and used vehicles.
And Jamie, bigger picture, how are auto manufacturers, dealing right now with it's a very uncertain supply chain, right? We don't actually have the NAFTA replacement approved just yet. We're hearing about component from Asia potentially being impacted in terms of new tariff levels. So how do you think that they're dealing with it? Is it just a wait and see, or is it actively shifting things around?
Yeah, I mean, I think right now it's sort of a wait and see mode. I think the hope is that ultimately this could lead to some leveling of the playing field. Now, clearly there's going to be some disruption, as we progress to that leveling, so to speak. But for now, we really haven't seen, a marked shift, quite frankly, with respect to components, where they're sourced or what components are used. But look, make no mistake, I think if you were to look at sort of prioritizing who are the winners and who might be some of the losers in the situation, clearly domestic manufacturers are better positioned. And, those manufacturers that have transplanted some of their production to North America sort of will be less bad. But clearly Ford and GM here stand to gain from, broader losses from the global manufacturing community.